You know that sinking feeling that you get when you check social media and everyone seems to be living their best financial life? Everyone except you. Your college roommate just bought their dream house. Your coworkers posting from their third vacation this year. And here you are wondering, how are they all doing it? Where in the heck is everyone getting all of this money from? But here is what's fascinating. Even 67% of millionaires don't consider themselves wealthy. So what is really going on here? Why does it seem like everyone has more money than you? And so after analyzing so many stories of success, I've discovered that what we see is actually just an intricate illusion. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how this illusion works, and more importantly, how to stop letting it control your financial peace of mind. What's up, everybody? I'm Rashida, and I'm your guide to smart money moves. I started my wealth building journey at the age of 17. I've grown my portfolio to 7 figures, and I did it all on a police officer's salary. So it is my mission to help you understand how you can get there too. So let's go. Well, let's start with something that might surprise you. That friend that just posted their brand new Tesla, there is a 77% chance that they are making payments of over $1,000 a month for it. And so that is typically not wealth. That is more likely to be a liability masquerading as success. You see, we're living in what I like to call the Instagram economy. It's where everyone's financial highlight reels are on constant display. But just like those perfectly posed vacation photos don't show flight delays and food poisoning, these financial snapshots are hiding some pretty serious truth bombs. Let me explain what I mean. But before we do, take a second, see if you have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future content. I come here every single week dropping tips and strategies on how you can turn your income into real wealth. All right, let's get back to it. Now, let me break down these 7 key reasons why everyone seems to have more money than you, and why understanding these reasons just might be the most important thing you do for your financial well-being this year. First off, let's imagine that you're at a concert or you're watching some sort of magic show. What you see is the magician doing this awesome trick, or you see his assistant floating in midair, but what you don't see are the cables and the lighting and the mirrors and the smoke, all the mechanics that are making that happen. And that's exactly how wealth works in today's world. Real wealth is like an iceberg. The biggest part is invisible. Throughout my entire wealth journey, and even today, I constantly compare myself to people who seem to have it all. But over time, I've really learned something that's changed everything. You see, the average millionaire drives a car that's 5 to 6 years old. And why is that? It's because true wealth is not about showing off. It's about building something that is sustainable. It's not about a fancy car in the driveway. It's about a fully funded retirement account that nobody sees. It's not about luxury brands or designer clothes. It's about the paid off mortgage that is going to allow you to sleep soundly at night. And so here's a question. When was the last time somebody posted their credit card debt on Instagram? Nobody, right? That never happens. It's because we're all stuck in what's called upward comparison. We are constantly looking up at those that seem to be doing better than us. It's like being at the gym and only looking at that guy that is lifting twice the weight that you are, while you're completely ignoring the dozens of people that just started their fitness journey. And so let me share a little story about what really drives this home. A few years ago, I started to feel like this was like an overwhelming thing that I was constantly noticing. And so what I did was I started to keep a little comparison journal. This can be something you write down, put in your little phone notes, or you can just keep a mental note of it. And every time I felt that financial FOMO kick in, I would write down exactly what triggered it. And what I discovered is that I was constantly comparing my beginning to someone else's middle or even end chapter. And so that's not fair to yourself. And so now let's talk about something that might help you feel a lot better about your situation, because this is super important. And so remember that neighbor that you saw with the gorgeous new SUV or brand new pickup truck in the driveway? Let me show you what is really likely going on behind the scenes with some pretty mind-blowing numbers. The average luxury car payment in 2025 is over $1,200 $100 per month. That's just the payment. That does not include the yearly taxes paid on the vehicle. That does not include the hundreds of dollars per month that they are paying in insurance. And you don't want to forget the hundreds of dollars a month that they are likely paying in premium gas. That is close to $2,000 every month to drive a vehicle. So think about that. Is that something that you really want in your life? Because that is over $14,000 every year that is disappearing from someone's bank account. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Studies show that 65% of people making these payments are actually living paycheck to paycheck. Can you imagine living paycheck to paycheck and you're spending $2,000 a month just to drive from point A to point B? That right there is like having a Hollywood movie set as your financial life. It looks amazing from the front, but walk around the back and you'll just see props held up by some wooden beams. You don't want that to be your life. Next, we're going to look at the true trade-off, because you can afford anything, but you can't afford everything. This quote changed my entire perspective on wealth, and it stays with me every day. And this is going to lead us to one of the most important realities about money that nobody talks about: the trade-offs. Let's look at some of those high-paying tech jobs that everyone raves about and everyone seems to envy. Sure, that senior developer is making $200,000 a year, but what you don't see is that they're answering Slack messages at 11 p.m. Living this type of lifestyle is going to put you at an elevated risk for addiction, stroke, heart disease, you name it. It's a very unhealthy lifestyle to live. And I recently spoke to somebody that left a high-paying job like this, and what they told me was pretty eye-opening. They talked about how they had all of the money in the world to do whatever they want, but they just never had time to actually enjoy any of it. They were constantly stressed out. He had a Rolex on his wrist, but he talked about how it was basically a reminder of all those life moments that he was missing. He finally left that job because that lifestyle ended up making him depressed and riddled with anxiety. So that is the trade-off. And now here's a controversial truth. We are not all running the same race. Some people are literally starting on third base and they think they hit a triple. Or you may be someone that is starting 3 miles behind the starting line. So think about it this way. Imagine two people saving $5,000 a month, but person A has parents who are covering their rent. Person B is paying $2,000 in rent and student loans. And so from the outside, when person A buys a house in 2 years, it looks like they're doing better, but we know that that is not the whole story now, is it? This isn't about making excuses, it's just helping you to understand context better. Your financial journey is exactly that. It's yours. It's going to come with its own unique advantages and challenges that nobody else is going to be able to see or fully understand. And so let me share something with you that really blew me away when I first learned it. Warren Buffett, who is one of the wealthiest people in history, made 97% of his wealth after turning 60 years old. And so think about that. We're living in this TikTok world where people are expecting to have Warren Buffett results in 1 year. But real wealth, it just doesn't work that way. It's more like planting a tree. It seems to grow really slow at first, but then the growth gets exponential. And so this is especially crucial to understand when you are looking at people that are older than you. That couple that's in their 50s with their dream house and their cushy retirement fund, you've got to understand that they have had decades of compound interest working in their favor. And so it's like they've been rolling a snowball downhill for over 30 years while you're just beginning to pack your first handful of snow. That is so important to keep in mind. And so now let's look at the most powerful insight of all, and that is defining your enough. In a world of infinite scrolling and endless upgrades, there's always going to be something more to want. But here's a question that can change your life. What if you're already richer than you think? And so let me explain with this simple exercise that really changed my perspective on wealth. And so what I want you to do is to take out a piece of paper right now, or you can just type it in your phone. I want you to write down your enough number, the amount of money that you think will make you happy. Now, let me take a guess as to what just happened. You probably thought about what other people have first, right? And so this is where most people are going to get stuck in this thing. We are too busy trying to fill someone else's cup instead of measuring our own. Your enough isn't about keeping up with the Joneses, and it doesn't need to be. It's about building a life that brings you peace and contentment. That's why some people don't even refer to financial freedom as financial freedom. They call it financial peace, and that is powerful. And so what do we do with all of this information? How can we break free from the money comparison trap? Let me share 3 practical steps that have helped me throughout my journey. First is going to be the wealth reality check. Start tracking your net worth instead of your lifestyle, because your net worth is your true financial report card. It tells the story of your progress. If you don't know what net worth really is, it's going to be everything that you own minus everything that you owe. So all of your cash, your investments, your retirement account, any equity in your house, all of that minus any debt, consumer debt like credit cards, your student loans, your mortgage that still exists, anything that you owe, your car payments, your buy now, pay later, all of those things, subtract that away from what you own. That is your net worth. And so unlike your neighbor's new car, this is the number that actually matters. Number 2 is going to be the gratitude flip. Every single time that you feel that financial FOMO kick in, you need to flip the script. So instead of thinking, I wish I had that, ask yourself, what do I already have that others wish they had? That is going to help you take stock of what you need to be grateful for in your life. We have so much already. We have so much to be grateful for. If you live in the United States of America, if you live in most parts of Europe, you are doing well than 99% of everyone on the planet. And you need to be grateful for everything that you have right now in your life. And so this isn't about settling, it's about gaining perspective. And so number 3 is going to be the focus filter. Choose your financial role models very, very carefully. Follow people who share their full story, including their struggles, their setbacks, not just the victories. Everybody's journey is going to be riddled with plenty of struggles and setbacks. And so you want to be following people that are sharing that aspect as well, and not just the victories. And so here's what I really want you guys to remember. That feeling that everyone has more money than you, or has more things than you, or has a nicer car than you, or better clothes, or this and that. That is not just in your head. It is a carefully constructed illusion that has been designed to keep you from reaching for more. But now you know better. You understand that real wealth is often going to look boring. It's like watching paint dry to see your wealth grow. But at some point, you're going to look back and say, damn, how did I get here? How did I amass this much? You know, it was so slow and boring. And then all of a sudden things get exponential. That is real. And you understand that everyone is running their own race. And you understand that true financial success isn't about keeping up with anyone else. It's about building a life that aligns with your values. And so the next time that you feel that little twinge of financial inadequacy, because you will, remember this: the people who seem to have it all, they're looking at someone else and thinking the exact same thing. And so your job is not to win the comparison game, guys. It's to stop playing it all together. This is what's going to help you win that race and reach your financial goals. Because at the end of the day, the only person that you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Now, if you made it this far in the video and you found this perspective helpful, please share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out my next video, and I will see you guys in the next one. I'm Rashida, and I'm out.